report SR-128-23, the private road grant program capital stream. Moved by Councillor Grell, seconded by Councillor Lackey. That council approved the distribution of $25,000 in private road grant capital stream approved in the 2023 operating budget as per the attached evaluation form. Any comments, questions? Councillor Kalman.
Thank you, Councillor, and through you to the director. Some private roads are made up of right-of-ways, and meaning sections of the road are privately owned and the residents that pass through those sections have a right-of-way. And not all residents living on a road run by a road association will belong to the association. And some of those residents who don't belong to the association are the owners who own these sections of road and who maintain the sections themselves. So do you know, or do we have any control over whether the associations have received landowner permission for where they plan to widen the roads?
We do not, sorry, through you, Chair. Thank you. The municipality has the authority within the road right of way, and then outside of the road right of way, it's private lands. So the challenges between two property owners when you're crossing over private land to another one is a civil matter between the two property owners, and then the municipality is not involved in that process.
Does that clarify your question, Councillor Kalman?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. Any further comments or questions? Any other members of council? Councillor Maybe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to the operations director. I did notice that there's a overage of $3,303, which you indicate will be absorbed. And to that point, should we look at this road allowance being increased in the near future or budget in the future? Is there potential of a lot more road associations actually joining up? I know that there were 3, I think, that didn't meet the criteria, but I know that there's a lot more private road organizations or associations than this. So I'm just wondering whether, because we've actually asked them to increase their accessibility to the roadways for the fire services and such, is there an opportunity, or should we be looking at an increase in this budget? Thank you.
Thank you. Through you, Chair. There are 12 applicants with this grant this year, with the maximum funding of up to $5,000. That says to me that we could have, $60,000 worth of funding for this purpose. So as part of the evaluation, I provided opportunities for funding, for future funding, even for the ones that had applied. Some of them were looking at a longer term project, and other ones were looking at an individual project, but it's providing that information to them. So in case they hadn't considered something, to make it more of a multi-year type thing. From what I saw as I drove every one of these lanes, from what I saw, there is a lot of work on private lanes. There's no shortage of need. Some of them are financially in better shape than others, but certainly the amount of work required to bring it up to the standard required for fire services and future growth and all those types of things. There is a need there, and I think that the number of applications that we received sort of reflect that. So I think it could be substantially more. If you just do the calculation, $60,000 would have covered if everybody had maximized their applications this year.
Any other questions from council? I do have a question. With regards to what Councillor Maybe had just mentioned, has the enlightening of this program spawned any conversations against or for, I should say, roads that don't qualify to try and maybe get to a stage of qualifying, meaning they don't have a budget or a meeting or such that are required by our guidelines here to apply? Has there been any conversations from some of those groups as to asking what's required of them to make this happen?
Yes, thank you. I did receive a lot of inquiries throughout this process, mainly in the spring as it was coming up, and we did push this a lot so that it was in the public eye. We pushed it on social media, we had it on our website, we had it all over the place. And I received a lot of calls about people's individual driveways, which obviously wouldn't qualify, but some private lanes that hadn't formulated a private lane association yet, or they don't have the bank account in place, or those types of things. So I think we're going to see some of those start applying as it moves along as well, but some of these will drop off. So I think what we have as a group is a pretty good indicator of what we're going to see moving forward. But there are some other lane associations that are working towards being in compliance for applications in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Any other questions? If not, I think the motion is self-explanatory. All those in favor? Sorry? You want me to read the motion again?
You can read the motion again, but you have to call.
Okay. All right. Statement. I misspoke. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And we can ask our CAO to re-invite our mayor and Councillor Jameson back to the table. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is Area at Large Cataract Resource Protection Committee Municipal Appointment. And the motion comes forward from Councillor Kelman and seconded by Councillor Rell that council support Mrs. Christy Kelly to serve as the Area at Large Municipal Representative on the Cataract Resource Protection Committee. Discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? And it's carried. Next item is August 24th, 2023 special council meeting community improvement plan presentation. And the motion comes forward from Councillor Gorell, seconded by Councillor Kelman, that council approve the August 24th, 2023 as the special council meeting date for the community improvement plan CIP presentation. Discussion on this motion. Does anybody have a conflict that particular night? Originally, we had aimed for the 21st, but my apologies. I am away at AMO at that point in time on the county team doing delegations, so I won't be back until the Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe. So, okay, all those in favor of the 24th of August? All those opposed? Thank you for making yourself available in August. I know you're supposed to have your month off, but that is an evening meeting, so it'll be a 6:30 start. Okay. Next motion, I'll read the motion and then ask for a mover and a seconder. And this is in regards to the agenda amendment that we made earlier in the meeting. The council approved the zoning bylaw amendment attached to planning report SR-125-23 as exhibit H to rezone the property at 327 Taylor Road West to rural special exception 53 RU 53 to permit the development of a detached second residential unit. Mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Maybe. Seconder, Councillor Fody. Okay, motion is on the floor. Discussion on the motion. This is the one, if memory serves me correctly, the smaller unit would be closer to the front of the property within not encroaching on further boundaries, that sort of thing. Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, I'll call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? And we're carried. Next item is the mayor's update. And So as of today, June 19th, just a reminder that a total burn ban has been lifted as of June 16th, 2023. Thank you for the text message, Mr. Fire Chief, and your system. And it's been changed to a partial burn ban. This means campfires and outdoor appliances are permitted. All other burning is still prohibited until further notice. I'll let you go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The question is that I've listened to the radio station that which it's out on, but the one thing that which I think should be added there is no burn barrel and no open fire, because people are confused. They think it's partially lifted so they can have a burn barrel, and I think that's shouldn't be allowed, as well as the open air. And a campfire and open air, some get that confused too. So I'm wondering whether the ad should have what's allowed, what's not allowed a little bit more. Just
through your worship, if they have a burn permit, an active burn permit, it's much more apparent. So my
So
suggestion-
technically they should have the
technically
information.
they should know if they have a burn permit, it's laid out pretty well.
just as a follow-up though, it's more for the ones who don't have it, who may bend the rule and think that they can go ahead anyways. If it's because the radio is on all the time and they put it through quite a bit, it might be helpful. If we're trying to use social media to our best advantage, I'm just suggesting that it might be an option.
Okay, thank you for the suggestion, Councillor, maybe. Okay, so next item is the Schoolhouse Jam down in Rockport. Will take place June 24th, this Saturday, 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Rockport Recreation Hall. So it's a lot of fun. If you have Saturday afternoon where you're out and about, bring a lawn chair and come and listen to some great tunes and some great musicians. Sign up for the TLTI Food Cycler Pilot Program today. Join us in tackling food waste in your home. There's only 100 spots available in total, and please visit our website for more details and to register. Just as an aside, we've had a number of people come forward that are interested in going forward, so it's very encouraging, and we'll hopefully see 100 of them in total go out so that we can get some data back. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. On that same subject, social media has had a few people weigh in and criticize us for providing a pilot project, when in fact, the provider of the equipment has allowed us to participate in their private or their pilot project. And I don't think it needs to be explained to everyone in the township, but just for clarity, it isn't our pilot project. We're asked to participate, and that's what we're doing.
There we go. Also to visit our website and register for our recreation programs from July to September, including Fit and Fabulous, Fab, Nature, camps, and more. So if you're looking for recreation between July and September, please visit our website to look for something that might interest you. Also, on behalf of everyone, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Canada Day, which is coming up here at the end of the month, beginning of July. Visit the community events calendar on our website for Canada Day celebrations, obviously underscoring this the Canada Day celebration that is happening in our wonderful Sealy's Bay. I believe the parade is at 4, and that's what it says on the website. I've already put it in my schedule. So, and then there's other events in Gananoque. Rib Fest is happening that afternoon. I've been asked to speak at 2 in the afternoon, as well as in the evening at 7 down on the waterfront in Gananoque as well. So there's lots of things in the general area that are happening on Canada Day. Please get out, support your local community, and enjoy the festivities. 2 other things I'd like to add, which is Ride the River. So the Brockville Community Foundation, Hospital Foundation is doing their annual Ride the River, and this is where they raise a fairly large amount of money to go towards bettering the Brockville General Hospital and its services. And that's on Sunday, June 25th. And if you'd like to ride a bike, please feel free to get sponsors and add to the donations. There's usually, I can't remember if this year it's the same, but there's usually an anonymous individual who will match the donations that come in. So it's really great to see. As well, on June the 24th, which is Saturday, there is a fundraising opportunity for Mapleview Lodge, Mapleview Landings, as it will be called. where you can go and buy a ticket, which is 125 or 150. 150, thank you. And that might seem steep, but you get unfettered access to Tackaberry's toys and the collection there. Mr. Tackaberry has generously allowed us to use his facility and his very extensive collection. They say it's probably one of the largest collections in Canada that's not on the West Coast. So if you're looking to get a peek at everything, please buy a ticket, support the Mapleview Lodge Landings development, and get to see some really neat stuff. Go ahead, Councillor Fody.
Sorry to interrupt, Your Worship. With regards to the Tackaberry collection, for those that are planning to attend, allot at least 3 hours for the tour. It's not a double car garage. There's building after building after building. About the fourth or fifth building you come out of to weave into the next one, you'll have lost your bearings, literally. And with regards to the Tackaberry collection, that was just 3 years ago, if I have the right year, that the World Guinness Book of Records bestowed upon them the world's largest collection of restored vehicles. With that, they also garnered the award also from the Guinness World Book of Records as the largest private collection in the world.
Very cool. So it's a great opportunity to see the collection should you wish to spend your Saturday doing so. Sounds like a 3-hour minimum. Okay, next on the agenda is announcements. Any announcements? Go ahead, Council, maybe.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and through you, as you alluded to Canada Day, which because I participate in the Gananoque one, there will be 4 different events there that I actually participate in on that day, which you'll be at 2 of them. So thank you for that. The Rib Fest is also running from the 30th to the 2nd. And again, that's the Lions and Rotary Club who put that on, that do a lot of events, and the Sealy's Bay Lions Club also come down and participate in helping with that. So there's live music and a lot of things happen. And also a ducky drop I end up having to participate in, which is always fun. And that's it for me at the moment. Thank you.
Okay. Any other announcements in regards to events or other items? Oh, yes, I thank you very much. I should have had that on my mayor's update. So it would be remiss of me not to mention that we've had our new treasurer join us, and Phil Renier is here joining us as our treasurer and director of corporate services. He comes from the municipality of Lillis previously. We're very happy to have him here. This is his first day, so it's a long one. We hope we haven't scared you off, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Any other comments, questions, queries before I go through the bylaws? Seeing none, motion comes forward from Councillor Kelman, seconded by Councillor Lackey, that 3 readings and final passage be granted to bylaws number 23-042, 23-043. Is that including the one that we missed? Okay. And that 3 readings and final passage be granted to bylaw number 23-044, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the corporation of the Township of Leeds and the Thousand Islands at its June 5th Committee of the Whole meeting and June 19th Council meeting. Discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? And we're carried. Next item is motion to adjourn, comes forward from Councillor Lackey and seconded by Councillor Kelman, that the council adjourn. All those in favor? All those opposed?